Hello students, welcome to my channel. In this video, we will take some more problems to make the concepts of term 2 clear. The question number 1 says, the visible characteristics in an organism is known as, so the right answer is phenotype. Now, why phenotype has been the answer? Because visible characteristic is the keyword, and visibility means the morphology or the look of something. Okay, so visibility is also known as morphology, and you have worked out so many problems of heredity. You have seen that flower color was red or it was white, so it was its appearance, it was its visibility, it was its look, because it was its phenotype, right? So always remember, because of certain genotype we express a certain phenotype. Phenotype is actually dependent upon the genotype, but when it comes to the visible look, always mark phenotype as the right answer. Now next question is, purebred tall pea plant are first crossed with purebred dwarf pea plants. The pea plant obtained in the F1 generation are then crossbred to produce the F2 generation. Now remember, whenever they are talking about this purebred, it always means homozygous condition, right? So purebred dwarf pea plant and purebred tall pea plant means they are talking about capital T is crossed with small t. So of course in the F1 generation we will get what? We will get capital T small t. That means 100% tall plants would be there. Now in the question it is asking that F1 is crossed with F1. That means this is the case. They are asking, why do the plants of F1 generation look like? So F1 generation plants, they would be 100% taller because they will express law of dominance. This is the right answer to option A. What is the ratio of tall to dwarf plants in the F2 generation? Now you know that in the case of monohybrid cross, the ratio was 3:1. So we will not calculate because it will save the time. So we were knowing that 3 plants were tall and 1 was dwarf. So you will write upon this ratio for option B, and you will write that 3 plants will be tall and 1 will be dwarf. What type of plants were missing in the F1 generation but reappeared in the F2 generation? So in F1 generation, if we talk about, then dwarf pea plants were missing because dwarfness was a recessive character and it could only be express itself in homozygous recessive condition. That's why it wasn't there in the F1 generation. But homozygous recessive condition was present in the F2 generation. That's why dwarf character was seen, right? So make sure you write the right explanation to each question that has been asked. So here part A, part B, part C should be labeled neatly and then you should solve them, right? The next question is asking, this one is our next question. Black mouse mates with the brown mouse and all the offsprings are black. Why are no brown offsprings produced? Because brown is a recessive character. So this question is just similar to the one we have just taken, but it is asked in a different way, right? So black color here is the dominant phenotype. You should write these things in your answer. And brown is going to be your recessive phenotype, because of which it has not appeared in the F1 generation because it requires homozygous expression for its expressing. If 2 black offspring mate with each other, what kind of offspring would you expect? In what proportions? Give reasons. Now they are asking that black offsprings are crossed together, right? In this question, they have not mentioned whether the black is homozygous or heterozygous because there is no offspring produced in the F1 generation, so we will consider black as to be the homozygous. So when two black are crossed together, where we would be getting gametes as B here and B here. So when they will be fusing together, it will produce capital B, and all the offsprings will be black. So please do give the cross and what kind of offsprings would you expect and in what proportion. So you will be writing, because black seems to be homozygous dominant condition. Thus, when a homozygous dominant is crossed with homozygous, 100% black offsprings will be received while crossing, right? So please do give explanations to each part, because if you miss the explanation, they will deduct the marks. So here we have discussed the two parts of the question marked in red. Now let's come on to the next question. And the next question is asking, name the first scientist who studied the inheritance of traits from one generation to another. So it was none other than Gregor John Mendel. He was the first person to lay the foundation of the genetics. So write upon, the first scientist who studied the inheritance of traits from one generation to next was Gregor John Mendel. He experimented on the pea plant in his monastery. Because of the poor financial conditions, Mendel was living in the monastery. That's why he conducted the experiments on the pea plant, right? Now the last question of this video is, E is the gene for brown eye color and E is the gene of blue eye color. Remember, they have given you the alphabets. That means this is the dominant condition and this is the recessive condition. So which gene is recessive? Recessive is E gene for blue eye color. Second part, what is the dominant gene? So dominant gene is brown because of the capital alphabet which is being taken to show this gene, right? So recessive is blue and dominant is brown. Both father and mother have genes capital E small e in their cells. What color are their eyes? So we are going to solve this, and this is being given to us that this is their genotype. In this case, the gametes will be E and E. Here also it will be E and E. Let's make the Punnett square for better conclusion. So it will give us capital E and small e, capital E and small e. It will be capital E, capital E, capital E, small e, capital E, small e, small e, small e, right? Now, the genotypes we have done, we will be writing phenotype. Remember, if both capital E's are present or single capital E is present, the color of the eye is going to be brown, because that's what given in the question to us. So this will be brown and this will be blue. So both father and mother have the genes capital E small e. What color are their eyes? So what color are their eyes? For such type of question, we can answer directly also, because they are capital E small e, so they have one dominant allele, their color will definitely be brown. So answer to B part can be given directly. Capital E small e means brown eye color because they contain one dominant allele. What combination of genes in the zygote will produce child with blue eyes? This we have already solved, and you know blue eyes child has been produced here. So what combination of genes? When recessive will combine with recessive. So presence of two small e genes in the zygote will make the child with blue colored eyes. What combination of genes in the zygote will produce children with brown eyes? So it could be here, the last part could be answered. So do make Punnett square for this question, because examiner will get an idea that you know how to solve it correctly. So see here, this one is also brown, this one is also brown. So what combination of genes? When capital E will combine with capital E means homozygous dominant condition and heterozygous dominant condition, both will yield an individual with brown eyes. Such type of questions where the concept of dominant and recessive allele has already been explained to you, so such type of questions may also come. I hope you have understood each problem. Stay connected for few more videos, and in the upcoming videos, I'll be taking problems like this. So please do subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends as your board exam is approaching. Thank you.